Donegal Association 125th anniversary dance. The culture of Willie. Thank you very much. So, can I have your attention now as we introduce our Marys? So, the New York Mary from the Low, Saoirse Maloney, and Little Mary, Fallon O'Brien. We next have our historian of the officers of the association, starting with our historian, Seamus Fennessy. And next we have our communications officer, Brendan Coburn. And our auditors, Dennis Gallagher, Sean Snap, these are also our 2005 honorees, and Neil Cavanagh. Next we have our trustees, so Rose Ferguson, Mary Gallagher, Annabella Sullivan, and Philomena, who is also our 2015 honoree. Our directors, Nora Cadeni, Rosanna Gallagher, who is our 2016 honoree, our past president, and Evelyn Wright. Next we have our Sergeant at Arms, Michael McGovern, who is also a 1997 honoree. Our Financial Secretary, Bridget Kavanagh, is our Director 2004 honoree and a past president. Our Recording Secretary, Kathleen Kavanagh. Our Correspondence Secretary, Sean McGovern, Director and past president. Our Treasurer, Tracy McNulty. Our Vice President, Chase Dickinson. And last but certainly not least, our President, John Doherty. Ladies and gentlemen, the Donegal Olympics in 2022. So if the officers could now take your seats.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Next, ladies and gentlemen, I'll just give the officers. Just give the officers a second to get seated. And next, we would like to warmly welcome our invited guests. So our guest chaplain is Father Brendan Fitzgerald. The New York Donegal GAA Chairman, Pat McGee. Our United Irish County President, Michael Riley. Our New York St. Patrick's Parade Director, Hilary Byrne. And our Irish Council Representative, Derek Fitzgerald. We are also grateful to welcome from the Donegal County Office, the Mayor of Donegal, Councillor Lane Blaney. And our Director of Service, Economic Development and Emergency Services, Mr. Gary Martin. So let's stay upstanding for our honorees, and please welcome the Willie Joe Cunningham Memorial Award recipient, led by the pipe band, FDNY Battalion Chief Mr. Edward Boles, escorted by the The association is honoured to welcome the Donegal Person of the Year 2022, again led by our pipe band, Mr. Packie Bonner. Thank you. I'll now bring your attention to the stage where the band is going to lead us in our national anthems.
Soldiers are we, whose lives were fled to Ireland. Some have come from land beyond the way, sworn to be free. No more our ancient Ireland shall shelter the desperate heart of the unite, we one way. Here is God's come, war, make us born, right through shall his power you see by the dawn's early rise, I'm so proudly we have after twilight's last gleam, 'cause my son and bright star, she looked perilous night, hold her hand, touch me wide, we're so gallantly seen, and the rocket's red flare in my first beating. It's true tonight that our lives will end. Oh, say the skies are oh, the land
being here. I want to start with the dark cloud that is hanging over Donegal in the last week with the tragedy that happened in Recipient. We have two representatives here from the Donegal County Council who were on the ground and assisted in the tragedy. And I want to invite Gary Martin, who is Director of Services and Emergency Control in the Donegal County Council, to speak on the tragedy, and we're going to follow that with a minute's silence. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Tracy. On behalf of the Geevagh of Donegal County Council and myself, and indeed the entire elected council and the executive, I just want to say a few words, I suppose, to reflect on the tragedy that took place on the afternoon of Friday the 7th of October back in Sligo. We now know that 10 people died, with others injured, some critically, and that our place, our Donegal, has been mourned since then. We want to thank everyone who reached out to us with kind and comforting words and with offers of assistance. This has meant so much to all of those affected. We want to acknowledge and thank the local community, the first responders, our local Letterkenny University Hospital, and all of those who helped over the past 9 days. If there's any positive to be taken from this, is the sense of a very strong community helping each other through these most difficult of times. Tonight, we remember Kathleen O'Donnell, aged 39, and her son James Monaghan, aged 13, Martin McGee, aged 49, Jessica Gallagher, aged 24, James O'Flaherty, aged 48, Martina Martin, aged 49, Hugh Kelly, aged 59, Robert Garraway, aged 50, and his daughter, Shauna Flanagan Garraway, aged 5, and Leona Harper, aged 14. Our thoughts and prayers are with their families and friends tonight. I now ask for a minute's silence. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Gary.
That's nice.
Thank you and welcome everybody for coming to celebrate with us tonight. Our 125th anniversary is quite a milestone, and there's a great night ahead. First, we need to get some speeches out of the way. And we're going to start with Dermot Fitzpatrick, who's the Vice Consul at the General Consulate in New York.
Hello, thank you very much for having me. And thank you, Tracy. Tracy gave me some words of encouragement before I started. She said, there's lots of speakers in short. So I think the unspoken message there was that she didn't want to hear from a dub, but we have them. I'd also like to thank John Doherty, Father Brendan, Philip Wayne, and Director Ken Martin, and Michael Ryan, very much. I'm very proud to be representing the Consulate tonight at the Donegal Association, and one of the reasons I'm so proud is that I was 9 years old in 1990, so I'm a little bit awestruck to be in the same room as Packie Bonner. And just a few days after Amber Barrett wrote her name into another chapter of Irish sport and culture. I'd also like to offer my congratulations to a great friend of the Consulate, Eddie Boles, on being a recipient of the Willie Cunningham Memorial Award. And slightly less awestruck to be in the same room as you, Eddie, but it's an honour nonetheless. And speaking as a representative, Speaking as a representative of the Irish government, we are hugely appreciative of all that organisations like the Donegal Association do to promote Irish culture and heritage and strengthen the transatlantic links between Ireland and the US. The network of county associations have proved crucial for new members for more than 100 years now. Arriving in a city the size of New York can be intimidating. And for new arrivals, having connections to their home counties, their traditions and their community can make all the difference, and I'm sure some of the people in this room can attest to. As has been mentioned, I'm sure we're aware, this is not a normal county association dinner. And I'd like to read a portion of a letter that comes from our Consul General, Cunningham, Ireland. Our hearts go out to all those affected, which I have no doubt will include members of your association. Bristol is a tight-knit community, and it is those bonds that will give sustenance and succour in the days and weeks ahead. The emergency services that work day and night, in dangerous circumstances to rescue who they could, are an eloquent testament to the spirit and compassion that is so necessary right now. This is an incalculable loss for Bristol, Ireland, and its diaspora. I know it casts a pall on much to be a celebration tonight. I know that you are raising funds to donate to efforts of Bristol, and I commend you for that. I would like to add my appreciation to those of our Consul Generals, and indeed everyone at the Consulate, for your fundraising efforts tonight. And I want to finish on a note that my mother-in-law introduced me to Mr. Rogers, and a quote from him was, "When I was a boy and I would see scary things in the news, my mother would say to me, look for the helpers, you will always find people who are helping." I am very, very proud to be able to help you tonight. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you very much. I'd next like to call on Hilary Byrne, the Director of the St. Patrick's Day Parade in
Reverend Father, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for inviting me here this evening, and congratulations to the Donegal Association on their 125th anniversary. What a tremendous achievement, and a tribute to all the past members and the current members that have kept this great organisation going. My congratulations to Packie Bonner, Donegal Person of the Year, and Eddie Boles, your two honorees. Packie, I'm sure, like everybody else in this room, you were one of my heroes back in the day when we played for Ireland. And Eddie, what I can say is what a great example you set for everyone in our community, with all the work that you do in the fire department, as well as the GAA and other organisations that you belong to. Well deserved, both of you. This year, the parade had its 260th parade. And I want you to know that despite the pandemic in 2020 and 21, we did have two symbolic parades. In 2020, we managed to get a small group together as the governor had cancelled all events 5 days before our parade. As a result, on that day, March 17 and 2020, the city was completely closed down. There was nobody on the streets, but we marched with the help of the police department and the 69th Regiment. Last year, in 2021, we were a little bit more organised, we had a little bit more time, and the mayor of the city marched with us. And thank God that we were able to ensure that 260 years of the Irish marching on the streets of New York since every year, since 1762, remained unbroken. That was very important to us. It is important for us that we could not have done that without the support of the 69th Regiment and organisations like the Donegal Association. This year's parade, we were extremely fortunate to be able to return to a full-scale parade, given that we had just come out of COVID. A lot of work went on behind the scenes, and a lot of people did help us to ensure that we were able to get it done. Thanks. This year was, let's see, my notes are getting mixed up here now. This year's parade was the first major event in the United States post-COVID. So, and again, members of this society stepped up to the plate and helped us. For example, Rosanna helped and Evelyn helped to distribute marching orders to the organisations. I had a meeting scheduled the first week in February and I had to cancel it in person because of the COVID spike. And Evelyn and Rosanna really did help me tremendously in getting the information out. Also this year we had our event at Anton's, and thanks to your past president, Katie Barrett, for all the help that she helped in that area every year. And I'm so grateful to those three people for helping us. As we celebrate tonight, like everyone here, we are all saddened by the loss in Creshlaw a week ago. And needless to say, we all pray for the victims of that explosion. What makes it such a sad tragedy is that so many of them had full lives ahead of them, and they will never be realised. May they rest in peace. Again, thank you so much for having me here tonight, and I wish you all well, and congratulations both on us.
Thank you, Hilary. Next, I'd like to welcome Pat McGill, chairperson of the New York Donegal Gaelic Football Club. Thank you.
Reverend Father, distinguished members of the days, ladies and gentlemen, I'll keep it short. Tracy had said to me that I had only 25 minutes, so I'm trying to fill the most of it here. We're going to present a plaque from the club to Eddie Boles, but I'd just like to say, Eddie, thank you for your dedication for the years of service as Battalion Chief. As I go unnoticed, it's great to have you here.
Packie looks like a Battalion Chief. I look more like a soldier.
And in saying that, we are Woodside strong here tonight. Correct? We've got a big Woodside man here on my left. We have another big Woodside man over here on the right, Father Brendan, and I have a Woodside myself. So, again, we thank you for your years of dedication to the FDNY. Thank you very much. Donegal People's Club proudly presents this plaque to Eddie P. Boles, Battalion Chief, FDNY, in grateful recognition of his contribution to the Irish culture and sports in the city of New York. After me, old chairman. Where do I start? Again, I'd like to thank Packie for all the great memories we've had with you down through the years. You were telling me last night that you actually played for the county minor under 21 and senior in 1977. That's some achievement to be at home and doing that, even before he went on to his great club and county career, or international career. So again, we thank you for your services and your 80 caps served with Ireland, penalty save. Thank you for all the memories. Packie became a household name in Ireland well before there was social media, as you all well know. So thank you very much, Packie. Presentation, I would just like down here we have a Ross's table down here, and maybe Packie will be down later on. They're very confused about what side of the trolley bridge you have to be on. So you might be able to sort it out with them guys. But they won't buy a drink, yeah. And the other thing is that you're on the wrong side of the bar bridge for reading, so hope you're on the last thing I just want to say is, yes, there was a tough couple of weeks with the Crease Law. I'd just like to acknowledge my good Crease Law members down at our own football table there. You know, it's been a tough week for you guys. And you know, as I speak to people from home, it feels like, even though I didn't know anybody directly involved, it feels like we've all lost somebody, like we've lost one of our tribe in Donegal. And I do think we're Donegal people, as Packie said last night, we're very clannish in a good way. We all stick together. And I'd like just to say that Donegal people, they are strong and they will come together and we support each in every way we can. And as the song goes, our hearts are like our mountains in the hills of Donegal. Thank you.
Thanks, Pat. Thank you very much. Beautiful words, thank you. So next we have Michael O'Reilly, the United Irish Counties President. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. On behalf of the United Irish Counties Association of New York, I bring greetings and well wishes to the Donegal Association of New York as you celebrate a huge milestone, your 125th anniversary. Congratulations to your President, John Doherty, and Dinner and German Committee, Evelyn McBride, Rosanna Gala, and Tracy Nolan for putting together this great celebration. The United Irish Counties is a precinct of counties like Donegal and Gaelic FC and integral part in our association, and we're particularly grateful to the likes of John O'Reilly and faithful delegates Tracy Gala, Bruce Kathleen, Nora Devani, Rose Ferguson, and especially our officers, Treasurer Kath Kathleen, Sean McGovern, and Financial Secretary Evelyn McBride. Congratulations and best wishes to your honorees, Donegal Person of the Year, and everybody's favourite goalkeeper, Packie Bonner. And the Cunningham Award recipient, Boles. We mourn with you for the victims of last week's petrol station explosion in Glasgow, and offer our prayers for those who lost their lives so tragically and for all the families they left behind. We hope everybody enjoys tonight and we wish the best of luck to your association in 2023. Thank you.
Thanks, Michael. Next we have the Caharlia from the Donegal County Council, Chairman, Councillor Liam Blaney. Thank you.
Thank you, Tracy. Reverend Father, Councillor Michael McGee, and Wonderworth here, President Doherty, esteemed guests. It's a privilege and a pleasure to be here in Anton of Queen's Village, New York this evening as we celebrate Donegal Person of the Year, Packie Bonner, and William J. Cunningham Award recipient Eddie Boles. I would like to to formally thank the Donegal Association of New York for extending an invite to Donegal County Council, and I am honoured to attend alongside my partner Noel. Unfortunately, our Chief Executive John McLaughlin sends his apologies that he couldn't be with us this evening owing to his present work commitments, but he is well deputised here by our Director of Economic Development and Emergency Services, Gary Martin, and his wife, Katrina. The Donegal Association of New York have played a massive role over the years, and it is extremely important that it is both recognised and valued. Providing advice and assistance to those who travel from Donegal to New York and its surrounds dates back to the consolidation of 3 very active associations and to the Donegal Association on the 21st of September 1939. Whether it be jobs, housing, advice, mentorship or friendship, the Donegal Association has been there for our people. And sometimes being there and being ready and available to help is more than enough. As we exit the COVID pandemic, it is important now to reconnect and build on the existing friendships that we have, whilst also seeking to expand our diaspora network. As the Chair of the Donegal County Council, I would like to formally acknowledge the work of President John Doherty, Vice President Chase Victorson, and Treasurer Tracy McNulty, and putting on such a fantastic occasion here this evening. The tireless work of event organisers is never truly seen and often underappreciated. So on behalf of Donegal County Council, we thank you so much for your hard work. It would be remiss of me not to mention the time and effort put in over the years by the Donegal Association by former Presidents Sean McGovern, Evelyn McBride and Rosina Gallagher. Your courage and dedication are a source of inspiration for all of those involved in ensuring the Donegal Association goes from strength to strength. In 1994, my partner Noel left Donegal to play football in Philadelphia for the summer. She planned on going home after a few months to return to college. However, she ended up staying on for an extra 4 years. She always has very fondly of the time she spent here, the people she met, and the good friends she made over the years. But what made her feel most at home was the Irish community, and most importantly, the Irish Association like we have here. They were always there to provide help and support, and were called upon many times during her stay. And it's these associations that make America feel like home away from home for many Irish people. The great work you do is second to none. And now we move on to our special guest here this evening. It's a great honour to have Packie Bonner here as Donegal Person of the Year. Packie is a great friend of Donegal and works tirelessly to promote Donegal both at home and in his adopted home of Glasgow. A legendary goalkeeper in his time and a legendary person still to this day. On behalf of Donegal County Council, we congratulate Packie Bonner on his award as Donegal Person of the Year for 2022. Lastly, but not least, we honour the Willie J. Cunningham Award recipient for 2022, Eddie Boles. In his role as Battalion Chief of the Fire Department of New York, Eddie works tirelessly day in and day out for his community. As an enthusiast of his Irish heritage and culture, Eddie has played a vital role in many Irish American organisations throughout the years. Eddie has always advocated the importance of giving back to those in need. And in my position as Chair of the Donegal County Council, I'd like to congratulate Eddie on his award this evening as a Willie J. Cunningham recipient for 2022. And finally, I believe a number of years ago, your President received a Hannah hat from Donegal, and I think a dog by the name of Finn maybe made shreds of it. So I would just like to present John with another hammer hat that we have up here in Donegal again.
Thank you, Liam. Couldn't agree more. Next, we're going to invite Mr. Gary Martin, who is Director of Service, Information Systems, Economic Development and Emergency Services for the Donegal County Council. Thank you.
Thanks, Tracy. Just for the record, John, that's the last time I have to bring it across the Atlantic, okay? No more. Cahirla, Cordia, Cunningham, and Cordia, and Lenny, August Noel, Cordia, Neil McMahon, Lutheran, Cunningham, and New York, Jean Doherty, Offigi, August Bay and Cumming, Atsaka, Oromaka, Sveen Ushla, Augustin Yarmouth, Ayamu, Ini, Orokara, then coming up, Packie Bonner, August Eddie Boles. Was honoured the enough and Shottenbuck, August Harkin, Kathleen, August Nathan, Whiteland Wales, Moore Gowl, Leshan Common, Asokton Kolu, and Kindalta, to doing. Cahirla, Donegal County Council, Councillor William Billy, and Noel, Councillor Michael McMahon, President of the Donegal Association of New York, John Doherty, officers and members of the association, Reverend Father, ladies and gentlemen, and certainly last but not least, not forgetting the distinguished honorees of the association tonight, Packie Bonner and Eddie Boles. It's an honour to be here tonight. And on behalf of Katrina and myself, I want to say a big thank you to the association for the very kind invite here tonight. I'm fortunate that in one of my roles as director in Donegal, it includes the diaspora and the immigrant engagement piece, and it allows me to meet our various wider Donegal family and friends. And there's one thing in common amongst them all, and that common thread amongst them is a love of our county, our people and our place, and that is never more evident than what we see here at the present time. It would be remiss tonight as well not to think that some of our Donegal family that cannot travel home for various reasons, and including the undocumented. And we hope that the work on going to resolve that will result in a good outcome for them all, and our thoughts are with them here tonight as well. Now, we'll finish on a positive note, looking up the hill. Tonight's a celebration on a number of fronts. For the association itself, 125 plus years of providing a home, wise counsel, contacts and network, assistance and advice to recent immigrants to the city. Congratulations and well done to the generations of selfless volunteers and voluntary work from association members that made the big city a little less challenging for people, particularly in their early days here. It's also a celebration of two people that epitomise that is the very best of us as a people. I know Packie and Eddie for quite some time now, and while their professions differ, their honesty, their courage and their vocation to help their communities is common, and we welcome that. They are very, very, very worthy recipients of these awards tonight, and I congratulate them on receiving these wonderful accolades. Good evening, Michael.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. A little better, all right? Good night. Good evening, everyone. Welcome tonight to a special night for all of us to be here. And today, my dad, which is a good little old Brooklyn Gaelic. I'll figure out. What the heck, why not? And I'm feeling a bit more Brooklyn. No, that's not the Brooklyn Gaelic. But it's great to be here with everyone tonight and to finally be back after saying COVID and everything else. So it's good tonight to be here because once again, I'd like to extend thanks to all of you again. Because our next guest is our esteemed Willie Joe Cunningham Memorial Award is a recipient about well known as the Statue of Liberty is to all of us. I mean, Eddie Boles is a highly respected and accomplished member of the Fire Department of New York. Now actually I was trying to remember all this stuff, but there's such a long list of good things that he's done that I can't remember it all. But you might as well just as well read it so we don't miss any of it. Because he's a member of the Fire Department of New York. He was promoted to Battalion Chief 2019, assigned to the 17th Battalion in the South Bronx. He's the former company commander of Ladder 59, the Blue Devils, and a member of the FDNY ceremonial unit. Eddie started his career as a firefighter in Engine 36 and Ladder 34. He served as lieutenant in Ladder 55 and as a treasurer/lieutenant representative on the executive board of the Uniformed Fire Officers Association, local number 854 IAFF, or 8D. Boy, is that not a mouthful. I'm already tired just thinking of doing all this work, but that's not the end of it. Eddie is also accompanied tonight by his wife of 32 years, his college sweetheart Trish. Hey, and their four wonderful children, Connor, Michaela, Daly, and Brendan. Come on, raise your hands. Come on, hands up high. Be proud of them as much as we are, right? Because we are also blessed to have Eddie's mother, Kathleen, here. Where's Kathleen? Kathleen, can we stand up? Kathleen, come on, stand up. Kathleen here, she's a native of Fintown, County Donegal. And she's responsible for the strong connection that Eddie feels with Donegal. No surprise. We remember Eddie's father, Christopher Boles, tonight, also as a proud Sligo man and a much-loved character throughout New York. Eddie is the businessman you could hope to meet. It sounds like just reading one. Oh, and he served. He's still not. He serves as vice president for the New York Friends of Ireland, executive board vice chair, and president for the Emerald Island Immigration Center. He's still not done. He's also the executive committee member of the County Sligo Association. There we go. We'll give them a shout out. Why not? And he's a member of the FDNY Gaelic Football Club. There we go. And the FDNY Rugby Club, the FDNY Emerald Society, the FDNY Holy Name Society. I'm going to sit down and read the rest of this. The James Connolly Irish American Labour Association in the Irish Arts Center. Come on. He even has a trad band called the Celtic Blend. Come on. His community and charity events played a huge part in his life with unlimited generosity toward those in need. And he just told me, like I yesterday finally, because he's with the GAA group over there, so go figure. When Eddie is not fighting fires in Bronx, he serves as the president of CVS Optical and Dental Corporation, whose company provides vision, hearing, and dental benefits to nearly 3 million union members and their families. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to present the Willie Joe Cunningham Memorial Award to our recipient, Eddie Boles.
Good evening, everyone. I do sleep once in a while. Thank you very, very much for that very kind introduction from all the speakers here. It really is an honor to be here. Good evening, everyone. It's especially being recognized along the legend here, such as Packie Bonner. However, I'd be remiss if I didn't start off by acknowledging the 10 fatalities and the many injured in the recent Chrysler explosion and devastation to that small, tight-knit community in our home county. My deepest condolences to all their families, friends, and loved ones that are trying to endure such a tragedy. I also want to recognize the heroic efforts of the first responders, especially the Donegal Fire Service, and the paramedics and EMTs for their incredible response and their selfless acts of heroism to help others in grave danger. I know some of those respond to fire officers and firefighters and the incredible toll that they must be experienced due to this horrible incident. I was actually in Belfast. It was right after our team played in Northern Ireland Fire Service when the chief of department from the Northern Ireland Fire Service told me what happened in Donegal. And so I was kind of taken aback a little bit. And I asked where, because I've been up to Donegal so many times, and I got to meet those guys over the years. And I know what they went through. I've been through it a few times myself. 9/11, and certainly most recently I had the 181st Street fire, where we lost 17 people. And I know what they're going through. So Gary Martin is here tonight, and I want him to let the Chrysler community and the first responders know that we're thinking of them, and we will provide any assistance that they need from the FDNY. Just let me know, Gary, you know that. I never met Packie Bonner until today, when he and Gary visited the firehouse today in the Bronx. But I was a big fan of this great soccer and Gaelic football legend. I was especially proud of him because he was from Donegal. I witnessed firsthand his heroics in the 1994 World Cup match in Giant Stadium when Ireland beat Italy. It was one of the greatest sports moments. It was one of the greatest sports moments I've ever witnessed in my life, and I'm extremely proud of my Irish and Donegal roots that day. And thanks to my wife, she's the one that got me the ticket. And I'm forever indebted to you for that, Chris. Thank you. However, Packie is not just being honored for his legendary sporting career, but he has been an individual that never forgot where he came from and continued to help those in our community. Congratulations, Packie. As a sidebar, we genuinely appreciate your visit to our firehouse in the Bronx today. The guys really enjoyed meeting you, and Gary, thanks again for coming by. I want to thank all of you in attendance tonight, especially my wife Trish, our son Connor and his fiancée Carolina, our daughter Kaylee, my sisters Mary and Siobhan, my cousins, some of my real close friends, my brothers from the Warwick AOH, Brian and Jimmy, my Woodside friends all over there, thank you very much. Mark O'Brien from the Gaelic football team. I also want to thank the Grand Island Council of Emerald Societies, Emerald Society, fellow board members like Sean O'Dowd from the Emerald Island Immigration Center, certainly my friends from the Sligo Association, Ann Henry, our president, Pat McGee, our vice president, and many board members here. Thank you, Sligo. Appreciate it. My dad was from Sligo, so he was a long member of that association. And the other county associations here for your journal ads and attend tonight's dance. Also want to give a shout out to Dermot and Hillary. Dermot, we work hand in hand all together. I call the council general up. Dermot answers, it's like whatever you need, Eddie, and I really appreciate your support over the years. And Hillary, certainly, I had a three-peat, right? I was an aide to the Grand Marshal, and then I was the honor guest of honor 2 years in a row. I said, that's a three-peat, like Michael Jordan, right? So But thank you, and all you do for the parade, it's great. And all the distinguished members here from the United Irish Counties, and we appreciate everything you do. However, the most important person in the room is our mother, Kathleen McGee Boles from Gala, which is just outside of Fintown. Unfortunately, our mother's husband of nearly 60 years and our beloved father, Chris Boles from Sligo, cannot be with us tonight due to his death last year. However, he is here in spirit with us all tonight. This award is not for me, but it's for a once 17-year-old girl who left her family in native County Donegal for the search of a better life with the thought in the back of her head that she may never see her family or home again. How brave she must have been at such a young age to leave very familiar surroundings to a very unpredictable and vast country filled with strangers and a different way of life. But she had the courage to take a chance and seek a better life for herself. How many 17-year-olds do you know that possess the fortitude and guts to take on such a venture? That's our mom, Kitty McGee. Kitty McGee took a boat here in 1950 to give it a go, make her own way. She worked harder than anyone I know while raising a loving family, instilling her love of Donegal and Ireland in each of us. She gave our family the opportunity to be educated in a Catholic school and took her children back, or sent me to her native home in the summers so that we would learn lessons of hard work and witness firsthand the beauty of the land and the wonderful people, culture, and history that made up of Donegal. So tonight, do not honor me, honor my mother, who just turned 90. My mother just turned 90 years old this month and continues to instill in the next generation of our family the importance of hard work, being kind to others, greeting others with a generous welcome by offering a smile, a cup of tea, a piece of soda bread, and a wonderful conversation with some Irish tunes in the background, and have the courage to pursue your dreams and have no regrets in this life. Like Willie Joe Cunningham, who left lovely Donegal for a better life in this country, and helped so many along the way, my mom has an impact on all the lives that she has touched, and she continues to be a shining example to all of us on how to live life. So Kathleen Boles, this is your night and your time to be recognized for all that you've done for so many. So thank you all for being here tonight. I want to especially thank the Donegal Association, especially Tracy and Evelyn and John Doherty and the whole board for this very special opportunity, and to all the Donegal dignitaries for making the trip for this event. It really means a great deal to our family. God bless you all. God bless Ireland, the USA, and up Donegal.
To the floor for a presentation by Evelyn Dory, who is her dance committee chair.
the Woodside Donegal Person of the Year. The man who hardly needs any introduction. He actually just said to me to cut it short. I told him we got 2 pages. So here we go. A man who has given us golden memories from the start of his illustrious career, and most notably on June 25th, 1990. And that penalty that saved and a World Cup qualifier. Come on, yeah. And he's blushing still, look at that, I love it. And I can hear, ole, 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 brings to my mind right now. Hey, there we go. We thank Packie sincerely for being here with us tonight. He has flown in from Paris via Dublin and will be heading back to Glasgow and his beautiful family in a few days. Packie's football career is a story of loyalty, hard work, and discipline. He won 80 caps as the Republic of Ireland's goalkeeper. Oh, yeah. Played in the European Championships in 1988 and in 2 World Cups, 1990 and 1994. Packie played 642 games for Glasgow Celtic, making him the single most prolific goalkeeper in Celtic history and the 5th most prolific player of all time. While at Celtic, he won 4 league championship medals, 3 Scottish Cup winner medals, and a League Cup winner's medal. Hey, cut it short, I thought. Wow, we're going to go all the way. His last appearance for Celtic was winning the 1995 Scottish Cup Finals. From this journey through the sport and from his personal experience, he has successfully been able to transfer the learning into the world of business. After retiring from playing, he spent a period of coaching and managing teams, before taking up a key role in the Football Association of Ireland as their technical director. Nice. A role which has developed and enhanced his confidence as a significant leader in the world of Irish sport. He continues to play an important role for the UEFA as a technical advisor, observer at the key club and international competitions. He is currently leading UEFA's goalkeeper coach education program and actively supporting and engaged in UEFA. UEFA, there we go. I thought it had a little dot. Can you read that? Genetic coach sees how much I'm on that. I think I was in on that one, huh? The UEFA, Educators Development Program throughout Europe while assisting the EFA's working group related to future rules and strategy. It's like the name of the Packie provides insight into football at international and national level through his weekly media commitments with BBC. He is published author with his autobiography, The Last Line, got that on Amazon, released in 2015 to an excellent critical acclaim. Packie runs his own personal consultancy business and is continuously sought after to share his considerable experience, and plus his experience to be with us tonight. He has taken up ambassadorial roles for several companies, organizations, and governmental initiatives. Most notably tonight, Packie takes enormous pride in his role as the ambassador for Donegal County Council. Yeah! He works with the Donegal Diaspora worldwide, and that's why he's with us tonight, and he agreed to come, and he was well-hearted to come over. He also involves himself continuously with many other charities, and particularly with Spina Bifida. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present the 2022 Donegal Marriott.
President Doherty, did I leave anybody else? Reverend Father, sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, delighted, absolutely honoured to be here tonight in this very, very special occasion. Well, before I start, did anybody leave a key in the toilet? Acura of Bedford Hills, anybody lost a key? It's going to go in the raffle tonight. Sorry. It's right in the raffle. Okay, so you can find it here or it goes in the raffle. There you go. I do want to reference what happened in Creaslow, of course, like everybody else tonight, and it was a harrowing week for everybody concerned. And I travelled in with Gary on the plane, and I know he's gone through a horrendous personal, probably, time, and he's delighted to be came out here this week. We had lots of chats, and we went up with Eddie up to his station today, and he sat down with all the firefighters and had a good chat with them. Gary, yeah, and it was fantastic that he was able to share his experience with them, and obviously them experienced some of their stuff with him, and it really helps. So thank you, Eddie, for that. And can I say also, Eddie, what a tribute to your mum. What a tribute to your mum. His mum doesn't come that far from me. You know, when I go from Larry Kenny in the road, as the boys know here, you go down that hill, down that valley, and your house is over on the. Yeah, I know that house. I've seen it in the distance. And then, so I come from right down the northwest, way down in a little townland called Cloughlass. Yeah. And I know some of the boys. I love coming to New York because I haven't seen a lot of some of these guys down at the back there. For Jerry Quinn's down there. Is Jerry down there? Jerry's from Donegal, famous man. He's one of my heroes when I was growing up down there. So I was delighted to see him tonight, Jerry. I'm not going to tell you what he was a hero for, but he certainly was a hero. Can I also say to you that there's other people here, of course, and you all had that journey in your life. I met, is it Nora from Gala? She left Gala as a 17-year-old to come all the way somewhere to Mrs. McGee, all the way to come here to America. And I know Gala well too, also coming from where I come from. Can I say I'm also delighted that the age profile is fairly old in here, my age group, and that you do remember me. I was with Brian Kerr, who's the Irish manager, a number of years ago. We went to London and we were going to go out to see Shea Given and Dean Kelly play. Both were in the Irish national team, the goalkeepers. So we went on a spying mission, and we went into the underground in London, and we got lost, as you do in London. And there was this old man sitting up beside the information desk and standing with a uniform on him. And Brian says, "Come on, we'll go up now and see if he will show us the way to go." So we went up anyway, and Brian started to talk to him, and he answered him back in this Kerry accent. There's a Kerry man in here. Where is he? Where's that Kerry man? Oh, there, the priest is a Kerry man. Oh my God. So you know the boys from Kerry. So this is a gentleman, he was in his 80s, lovely uniform on, and he answered back to Brian in this Kerry accent. And Brian was asking him, how do I get here? And then Brian says to him, "Do you know this fella that's with me?" And he looked around and he says, "No, I don't." And then he says the horrible question, he says, "What county did you play with?" As a soccer man, you know, the Kerry man doesn't believe in soccer. It was always Gaelic football. So what county did you play with? Was the answer. I met 4 people today. It's amazing when you come to New York and you meet people who walk along the street, Irish people. There was 4 people. I was up in Central Park, and there was 4 people from County Clare. And I believe the County Clare dinner dances on tonight too. There's nobody from Clare here tonight, surely. Surely they're all at dinner dance, but the 4 people were there, and they were out here for the dances. They were this new, it's almost a film that they're launching about the Burn down in County Clare. It was kind of talking about the journey. It's a journey was the name of it. It's not a destination. It's a journey, and that resonated with me very much because my journey coming from Class, going all the way to Celtic, and going all the way to play for my country and playing in the World Cups was probably a dream that I never thought that I would actually even think about. As a young boy, I was playing out in the grass in front of the house, thinking, would I love to be a professional player? Would I love to represent my country? And we used to then role model ourselves on the Irish international team that you would watch on TV. And so for that to happen to me was quite an incredible thing. And I look at the people that was involved in that whole situation with me. You know, the great leader, Jack Charlton, of course, no longer with us. Anybody watch the documentary? A wonderful documentary. And he was an unbelievable leader of people, Jack. And great leaders have got communication skills. And Jack always had that ability to make you feel that you were part of the team. And we miss him actually to this day. We were lucky that we had a reunion with him down in the K Club when he was probably coming to the end of his days, and he was suffering a little bit from Alzheimer's, but I think Jack always suffered from Alzheimer's. He always got the names wrong of the players we were playing against. You see that man Koolmans, and we were playing against Holland, but Koolmans played with Belgium. So there was always a bit of that sort of stuff going on with him. But he was a wonderful, wonderful man, and we had a great group of players. I was very much like a club team. When you think about players, we played Scotland way back in 1987. It was the start of the journey. And when you think about the players that we had in that team, and I'm not comparing them to now, but you have to reference them. That night I was in goals. Paul McGrath, the famous Paul McGrath, as you all know, was right back, played with Manchester United. Left back was Ronnie Whelan, played with Liverpool. Centre half was Kevin Moore, played with Manchester United. Mick McCarthy played with Man City, and then came up to Celtic. Midfield on the right was Ray Houghton, who scored that famous goal here in the Giant Stadium, as we all know, played with Liverpool. Midfield, Liam Brady, played with Juventus. Other midfielder was Mark Lawrenson, who played with Liverpool. And on the left, Tony Galvin, played with Tottenham. And up front was Frank Staple, Manchester United, and John Aldridge, Liverpool. Incredible group of players when you think about it. And we beat Scotland. And that didn't include Dave O'Leary from Arsenal, Ned Fulton from Arsenal, and so on, all sitting on the bench. So I was very, very lucky as a young man to be part of that unbelievable group. The other thing I can say to you is that what I loved about that period, it united the whole of Ireland. It wasn't just soccer, it was the Gaelic guys, it was the rugby guys. It didn't matter what age you were, everybody was united. And we used to get a lot of people from the religious background that used to send us loads and loads of stuff. And I probably was far more religious then than I am now, because when you're under pressure, you turn to God, don't you? Really, that's what happens. And I remember Jack Charlton getting this envelope was sent in from another. He came into the dinner table and he opened up the envelope and he says, what's this here? He says, and it was scapulas. You know the scapulas? And you still got them? Are they on the end of the bed? That's where Ray Houghton tied the scapula, and then the young ones don't know what we're talking about here. Us old ones know what's going on. And there was a whole thing of scapulas to give to the team. I was referencing Creasla, and the most interesting thing that happened to me was in 1988, I went home for a day. And can I just have a drink of water here? Very good. Now we can talk. I went home, and my mum gave me this cigarette packet. And inside the cigarette packet was little white balls of Garton clay. Does anybody know where Garton is? Yeah? Garton clay. With a letter from them that tells that we had to give each of the players a piece of Garton clay before we played England in 1988. And I I went back to Dublin and I actually forgot the cigarette packet and it was delivered to me up in Dublin in the hotel. So I took it with me, and unknowns to the players, I didn't want to go and give the players, of course, a piece of garden clay, but didn't know what was going on. But I went around each room and I threw a piece of clay into their bags that they had already put their boots and everything in. So there you are. There you are. That's what beat England. The other lovely story I have, again, a religious topic, was I got a letter after the 1980 World Cup from a lady actually down in Roscommon. And she says that everything stops. She says everything stops when the games are on. And everybody gathers in, and we've got a mother, a grandmother in the house, and everybody gathers round the grandmother. And she's a big, big supporter of you because you come from Donegal. And the haymaking, she says, and everything stops. Now, nothing, you can't stop for the haymaking, can you, when you started? But the haymaking stops. And she lights always a blessed candle for you. And she puts the blessed candle on top of the TV. And then at half time, when you run back out, she moves the blessed candle to the other side of the TV. just to make sure. True story, lovely, beautiful letter. So that's what won the world, or helped us to get to the quarterfinals of the World Cup. And we had a wonderful 10 years. I've been lucky, very, very lucky since to still be involved. And when I think back to Teresa and think to young Amber Barrett and what she did, that's a story that actually puts my achievements very, very low down the scale when you consider a young girl from Donegal that has her grandparents come from Teresa, and she ends up coming on sub and scoring the goal to put them through to a World Cup in Australia next year. That doesn't happen overnight. That just doesn't happen. It's a wonderful achievement. I suppose the other thing, when you come from Donegal, you know, no matter what you do in life, you're a Donegal person. And one of the things that you're always told, don't get carried away. Don't get carried away with life, and don't get carried away with that. And it was very obvious to me when my son Andrew, who's now 38, but when he was born, he went to St. Caddick's, we put him in St. Caddick's school at Newton Mearns. And every Christmas there was a school fete. And Andrew just started school, he was 4 years old. And he always asked if a celebrity to come over to the school fete. So obviously Andrew being at school, I was asked to do the needful job at Christmas. But he don't tell the kids until a couple of weeks before. So all the kids came running out of school this particular day, and Anne went down, my wife went down to pick Andrew up, and he comes running down the hill, and all the other kids all excited, crossed the road, and he says, Mom, what is that? Mom, guess who's coming to open the school fete this year? And Mum says, the Celtic goalkeeper is coming. And Anne had to explain to them this was silly old Dad. And the tears started to flow. So you remembered his dad, but ironically then he had a boy, Alan, my grandson, and the reference to my autobiography was made earlier on, and he was so excited about his book coming out because his picture was in it and so on, and he had just started the same school. So he goes into school, he wanted to bring the first book into his teacher. So he brought it in and all the kids were there, and he started to slag him up. He's not your grandfather, he's not. So Alan was so desperate to tell everybody how famous I was. I was the Celtic goalkeeper. Well, Andrew didn't want it, I was his dad. So we're all sort of different in our lives. We're either dad or we're this famous person. But the one thing that distinguishes me and all of you in here, most of you, anyway, I know there's Sligo men here, and there's a cameraman and so on, is that we're all from Donegal. We are, that doesn't change. And we were brought up with values, hard work, respect, resilience. We stick in there. There was times when I would love to have left Glasgow because I was so homesick, but I didn't do it. I'm sure a lot of you who come out here also were probably very homesick for home, but you stuck with it, and what you've achieved is quite incredible. So that's a huge thing. I was so fortunate that Gary asked me to be a Donegal ambassador for the county, especially around the Donegal Diaspora stuff. I've sort of travelled a little bit with Gary, obviously with the Glasgow connection and so on. And I learned so much actually even about my own county that I didn't know. Donegal is still Donegal in our eyes, but it's also changed hugely. And there's so much now to enjoy when you go back, whether it's tourism, whether it's food, whether it's even going back with business and so on and so forth. The county is an incredible county and a great resource. And I think it was evident this week with our community, the way it came around, people in Creasla was quite incredible. So we have something very, very, very much to be proud of, being part of that county. So thank you. I want to thank the Donegal Association for giving me this honour. It's a beautiful honour. I didn't realise when I was a young man, when I got honours this, how important they were in life. And when you look back in it, and the people that give me the opportunity, like the way that your mum gave you the opportunity to work with what you've done. And you have to appreciate that. And you only appreciate it when you actually look back and reflect and get older, like I am getting older now. So thank you. The best luck with the association. I hope it goes from strength to strength. And I've really, really enjoyed it. And thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you very much, Packie and Debbie, wonderful honorees for us this year. We're nearly there, folks. I promise, I promise, I promise. Mine's a whiskey and coke, a bit of newcomer. We would like to draw attention, though, to, apart from these guys, a very, very special guest in the audience, Mrs. Kathleen Boles. And a happy birthday, a 90th happy birthday. We know what the day over 65.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kathleen. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Packie.
Fintown and Woodside proud. Alright, so we're just going to bring this to a close. I just have a few closing remarks of mostly of thanks, and I'm really praying not to leave anybody out of this. I want to start with Anton's, Erica, Cynthia, and McGee. Thank you very much for all your efforts. Another elegant evening. Thank you very much. We rely heavily on your expertise this week. The Leopold band, who travelled in from New Jersey earlier on. It's a very nice touch. Tommy Kine and River Mazet. The musical talents will be on display from very shortly. And the dance committee. Evelyn, Rosina, Sean McGovern, Sharon Wilson, Seamus Fennessy. Thank you so much. Thank you very much for all your efforts. Not listening to you. Thank you for all your efforts. It's been there is a lot of work that goes into something like this. And I very much appreciate all of the work that has gone into it and all the coordination that has gone into it. I want to thank Nuala, our photographer, other night. And everyone that has supported us via journals, via raffle tickets, via being here today, via messages of support, whether it be to do with the tragedy experienced in Glasgow. Congratulations on the 125th anniversary. There's a lot of support out there and it feels very good. Special thanks to members of the dais. Father Brendan, thank you so much for agreeing to be our chaplain tonight. Father Brandon is gonna bless the proceedings. One minute. Yeah, thank you. The Donegal contingent, enormous efforts in getting here. Through a storm on Thursday as well. Gary Martin, thank you very much. How are you? Ian Delaney and Noel Elmore, thank you very much. Our special guests here, Eddie Boles and Packie Bonner, thank you very much. You've been spectacular in your roles, and we could not have done this without your agreement. Thank you very much. I think there's, and I think I'm echoing some points that were made earlier on by some of the dais members of the characteristics that make up a person from Donegal. Enormous pride. I find myself, the further I've moved from Donegal, the prouder I get of it, which is a strange concept, but Donegal is so close to my heart and in full pride at all times. I think we are known for our hard work, our generosity of spirit, and a wee bit of wiliness. You know, a wee bit of being like, we know. I want to thank the past presidents that are here today for hand-holding and taking such good care of the Donegal Association to this point. It's up to us and future generations to take that carefully forward and make sure that we survive and we prosper, and we're there for everybody that needs us in any future scenario. There is some special thanks for Anne Henry, the Sligo President and the Association that are here tonight. Thank you very much. The New York Mary from Dunlow, Saoirse Maloney, thank you very much. 3-year reigning champion. The members of the New York GAA Club that are here, the Chief and Pro, always fun to have them here. The Celtic Fan Club, Sean O'Dowd and Co. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking part. Michael McMahon, Councillor from Bundoran, thank you very much for being here. I just have a couple of last minute, so just a little bit of administration. So there is a charity walk tomorrow in Central Park being run by Eva Cannon. I think it's a 1:30 meeting point. We will be there, and I think it's going to be a beautiful situation and something that we all will be proud to take part in. We are running a raffle tonight that most of you know of. We're going to run that after the main dinner, between that and dessert. Sharon Wilson's going to take care of that. And we also have from himself, a member of the 69th Regiment, Seamus Fennessy. is going to present us with a history of the Donegal Association in quick succession after we take our seats for dinner. Let's have a great night. Safe home, everybody. Thank you for being here. Bonnet, thank you. I'd like to welcome Father Brandon to give us the blessing.
Good evening. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen. Dear Lord, through the long sweep of time and within the vast distance of space, we have journeyed to this present moment. In this place, we acknowledge you and praise you. We are privileged to come together for a happy occasion in which we celebrate and support each other. You sustain us, Lord, at every moment as we work, weep, worry, and as we rejoice and celebrate. You have inspired us with your creativity, displayed throughout the ever-evolving universe, and echoed in the varied achievements of the two men we honour this evening, Packie Bonner and Chief Eddie Boles. As we celebrate them today, we ask you, Lord, to bless them and to bless their families. We bring to you, Lord, our love and our prayers for the people of Priestclub. We remember the deceased members of our association. And we ask you, Lord, if there's anyone in this room who's got a troubled mind or an anxious heart, please touch them, bless them. Let them be enlivened by our companionship. Thank you, here now, it's a brother of the show. A good week of Glasgow the Rod, increase their dear. Amen. Have a great evening.
We're going to get the lights down, folks. We're going to get you all out dancing, please.